And earlier today, the Oakland Roots and Oakland Soul have been approved to play their home games and 2025-2026 season. I think we got to start there, guys. Gabe, I see you're wearing a Oakland Roots hat. What do you think about the
Yeah,
move, and how cool do you think that is for the city of Oakland that, you know,
yeah,
they got two teams there and everything, you know?
exactly. I think it's great. I mean, it gives Oakland a way to show itself as a market for big teams. I mean, I actually didn't realize this till today. I was talking to Jorge about it, and he said that the numbers that the Roots pull is actually comparable to most It's like a top four or top
I think
10,
it
I think.
said top
Top
10 of Major
top
League
10.
Soccer.
Uh, so like they pull a huge crowd. So to be able to do that in the Coliseum, what?
I
How?
think it was merchandising sales is what he's talking about.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
well then. I see.
Top 10 of merchandising sales.
Well, immediately I'm out of the gate in the wrong direction. So I was gonna say that's incredible. They like pull that many people to games, and okay, all right.
Cal State Hayward, yeah,
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 Cal State Hayward. I guess
yeah.
MLS maybe is not doing as well as I thought as well. Um, but okay, so merchandising may do really well. So I mean, hopefully with the Coliseum site, it'll be a bigger stadium. They'll be able to get more people out for it. So hopefully they will be able to continue to build on Oakland sports.
And Jared, what do you think about that? I mean, in my view, it's funny. It's like since the A's are leaving and making their intentions known to go to Las Vegas, there's been kind of this renaissance of, the Roots, the Soul, the Oakland Ballers. That I know the Town FC try to get in there too. But what do you think about just this kind of Oakland sports renaissance that's kind of happening right now? You know?
Well, I think it shows that there is definitely fan passion there, and you've got a fan base that is going to show up and support their local teams. I think a huge win with the fact that the Roots and Soul are in there, as opposed to someone like the Town FC or the Bay FC or whatever that might also be interested in playing in a venue like that, is the Roots and Soul are really good representations of community-driven sports teams. And having partial ownership from the fans is an element that no other team at this point in Oakland does. And so it's good for the fact that a team like that is getting into the Coliseum because they're focused on serving the community. I think that says a lot to other teams that maybe haven't done. There's a big bonus with the fact having a community focused sports team in the Coliseum. Um, and not to mention that it also does sort of show who has leveraging power in other team negotiations that are happening
Guys,
right now.
I just wanna say that I'm very excited about this. This is awesome. This is great. I got my from 2 or 3 years ago. I got my binding vote season shirt from last dive bar. We finally had a binding vote. So just to in case anyone hadn't heard, I'm sure if you listen to this podcast, you're plugged into Oakland sports. So the vote is that for 2025, both the Roots and the Soul will be able to play inside the Coliseum. So they'll set it up like the old Raiders situation, and they'll be able to, I don't. They'll try and pack. It'd be great if they could, pack that stadium, right? Right now the Roots are getting, they I think they have 5,000 people that they can put in their stadium up at Cal State Hayward. I think that they sell out some games they're closer to 4,000 people there, but with that big stadium, with all that excitement, you're thinking, ooh, maybe 10,000 people a game is possible, and at that point then you're like right at the top of USL. You're making a lot of money. You can spend more money on players, you can spend more money developing future plans. So I think the Malibu lot is still a possibility for the Roots and Soul. Maybe I'm not sure. I think the plan right now is maybe only 1 year in the Coliseum. It may maybe longer than that. They're still their medium term plan is going to be that Malibu lot. They want to build a 10 or 12,000, I think, person temporary stadium there, modular stadium that they'll just clean up afterwards. And then the long term is someplace downtown, a big stadium, pack it. If unfortunately we don't have promotion and relegation in this country, but if they can pack a big, if they build a big stadium and they pack that thing, I mean that's a lot of things down the road, but it's at a certain point MLS can't ignore you for so long. But and even at the end of the day, if you don't get, I the John Fisher, who still owns the Earthquake, the MLS may never want a competitor in the Bay Area, fine, but it's for us, it's fun, and it's bringing professional sports to Oakland. The other huge part of this is that right now the Oakland Soul are an amateur team, right? They're mostly college students, and there will be college students again this season. So they're playing, these small other amateur clubs in the area. But USL has started a professional, sort of a competing professional Tier 1 women's soccer league themselves. And the Soul will be able to turn fully pro and then they'll be paying women to play for the Soul. It'll be professionals, who that's their job, and it'll be much much bigger and much better for the Soul too. So really, really some exciting stuff.
Oh,
Really
who
some exciting
owns the
stuff.
Malibu lot? Is that something that's under the Coliseum, considered part of the Coliseum complex?
It is part of the Coliseum complex. Um, it is, I believe, zoned for
Yeah.
sports. But this is also the state of California, so there is just unending bullshit
Red
that you
tape,
have
yeah.
to accomplish, even for a temporary uh, field. I think that they've still had a lot of trouble with and it's at certain points in
Yeah.
California, you can have all the politicians behind you, but the administrative state just says these are the rules, and the rules are expensive, and punishing and long and don't make any sense. So, I think that it's just taking them longer and longer to get everything approved. I think the county has
I
always been the problem, but yeah.
I also heard that there's like an irrigation repair or something being done and it goes straight through the Malibu lot, and that may also delay 18 months of construction because I have to finish that before they can get to the building. I heard that was potentially something, irrigation or lines or something or other. Um, but if that's the case, that is 18 months is a big hiccup in timeline. So,
But at
yeah.
this point, I think the Roots and Soul, they're able to professionalize the Soul. The Roots are good, uh, and furthermore, this is an A's podcast. Furthermore, the city and county now, when we all know that Dave Cavill and John Fisher desperately want to keep the A's in Oakland for 3 years and then get them the hell out, for 2025 to 2027 to collect their $200 million. At this point, the city and county can say, what they've been saying. You need us a lot more than we need you. We already got professional sports teams playing the Coliseum. What can you do for us?
Yeah. I mean, the two pieces of leverage that they keep coming back supposedly with is, oh, we'll allow the stadium to be used by these other teams, and that's not a piece of leverage. And then, to say that we'll sell the Coliseum lot, I mean, they need that money anyways to build the Vegas stadium. So, you know, I,
Yeah.
I think both of those points are completely null and void.